salesman. I'm full of crap, so I like to talk. So to try and keep this under 2 days or so, I wrote it down. And this ain't gonna be easy to get through, but we're gonna try. On September 26, 1993, my life changed forever. Although I was scared to death, I was full of pride and called everyone at 4 o'clock in the morning to tell them that I was a dad. When they kicked us out of the hospital 30 hours later, I couldn't believe they were actually going to let us take her home. It was a little scary. I was petrified. And our doctor warned us not to let anyone visit baby Ashley for at least 2 weeks, bring their snot-nosed kids around and make her sick, but we didn't listen. We were so proud we couldn't wait. So I woke up one morning when Ashley was about 10 days old, and Ashley was crying at the top of her lungs. Jennifer hadn't been asleep all night. She was crying. So I decided I'd just join them, and I started crying. So I called my mom. I was freaking out. I couldn't even tell her. I mean, I thought Ashley was dying, and So we quickly rushed her to the doctor. As soon as we got there, the doctor took the suction cup and he suctioned her nose out. She quit crying. Me and Jennifer kept on crying. So she just had a cold, but it was at that moment that I realized that Ashley was the most important thing in the world to me. You always hope that your kids will grow up to be better than you, and I have no doubt that that has happened to me. I cannot be more proud of it. I could not be more proud of Ashley than I am at this moment. She's all grown up and getting married, and I don't know where the time has gone. I miss her so much. I tried 2 weeks ago to get her to cancel her, quit her job, move home with me and mom. She asked me, she said, "Dad, is there any particular reason?" And I said, "Well, just because I miss you, I want you to come home with me." And she said, "Well, I'm sorry, we're going to go through with it." So I know I have to let her go, but today I'm not losing a daughter, I'm gaining a son. Nick's a wonderful, caring man that loves Ashley almost as much as I do, but that is just because I loved her first, and I've had 24 years for my love to grow. Nicholas, I'm now giving you the honor of loving my little girl to the moon and back. Here's to Nicholas and Ashley. May they have the love and support that Jennifer and I have had from our families, and let their love grow each day they spend together. I love you both, and may God bless your marriage, and congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Terry.
Hi, everybody. All right, I'm a little nervous, and sometimes I talk about as fast as I drink my beer, but I'll try to slow down tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Shae, and I'm Ashley's Matron of Honor. I'd like to start by saying thank you to Ashley and Nick for including me in your special day. Ashley, you've never looked more beautiful, and I've never seen you so happy. And Nick, you look pretty handsome also. Is this better? I'd also like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Mullens, Mr. and Mrs. Terry, and everyone else who helped to make this such a beautiful wedding and amazing weekend and day for Nick and Ashley. Ashley and I met about 4 years ago, right before starting pharmacy school at the University of Cincinnati. Thanks to our class Facebook page and Ashley's Aunt Melissa, we discovered our common roots in Ironton, Ohio. We decided to be roommates and soon realized it was obviously fate that brought us together. One night, shortly after moving into the condo, we toasted to best friendship over a bag of potato chips and a bowl of ranch dip, and we've been inseparable ever since. She's been my partner in crime, always keeping me laughing hysterically, but also being there to comfort and reassure me when I needed it most. I feel so fortunate to have met you. I love you like a sister, and I'm so blessed to have you as my best friend. But I have to talk about this. Now, during our first year of pharmacy school, my husband Eric was still my boyfriend, but according to Ashley, he was her boyfriend. She joined us on our dinner dates. She went to the movies with us, Eric always being in the middle, and had Eric buying her drinks at the bar. She even sweet-talked him into keeping her in constant supply of L'Oreal products. It got to the point that whenever Eric would come over to our condo, the very first thing he'd have to do was walk over to Ashley's chair and give her a big kiss on the cheek before he could even say hi to me. So as you can imagine, Eric and I were a little jealous, maybe a little skeptical, when Ashley started spending time with Nick. But over time, Nick has shown us what a perfect match he is for our Ashley. The way she smiles ear to ear every time she talks about him, even when he's supposedly driving her crazy, that really just says it all. He's made her so happy, and that's really all I could ever ask for. Now, Nick. I'm confident you'll make a great husband, but as her best friend, I do have a few requests that I hope you'll honor in the years to come. Number one, although you're married now, never stop dating her. We both know how much she loves her nice romantic dinners at Taco Bell. Number two, protect her always. Like the day you came as our knight in shining armor, armed with a homemade shiv made out of a broomstick, a knife, and a roll of duct tape, in order to defend us from that awful rat that had invaded our condo. Number three, comfort her when she's sad. Even when your phone rings during a work meeting and you answer to find Ashley on the other end, bawling her eyes out because McDreamy from Grey's Anatomy died. Number four, forgive her. Even when she buys everyone in the bar a round of shots, puts it on your credit card. But most importantly, be her best friend. Now, of course, this is a hard title for me to give up. But if there's ever a person for me to share it with, I'm so glad that it's you. Ashley, we've lived together, studied together, worked together, and played together. And I'm so excited for us to be in this married stage of life together. Nick, thank you for loving, supporting, and taking care of my best friend. Sorry. I wish you both the happiest life together, with lots of fun memories, lots and lots of children, and lots of love. Cheers to the new Mr. and Mrs. Terry.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris. May come to a shock to most of you that not only am I the best man tonight, I'm actually Nick's twin brother. I want to thank everybody for being here. I know that it means the world to Nick and Ashley. Ashley, you look amazing. Nick, you look like me. Ashley, I want to start with you. I remember the first time I met Ashley. Her and Nick came over after dinner together, and for whatever reason, I just started telling every embarrassing story about Nick and all of our friends. Like, probably 10 of them. Nick was so upset with me. But the surprising thing was, Ashley didn't flinch even a little bit. She laughed the entire time. What I didn't know was I just met one of the most caring, honest, genuine people that I've ever met. As Nick and Ashley continued to date, me and her actually became pretty close. We've had so many long talks, disagreements, just about everything from pharmacy to maintenance to politics to religion, everything. And one thing that I've learned about Ashley is she is absolutely incapable of backing down when she has a strong opinion of something, which is a quality you have to be in a relationship with my brother. Ashley, you're headstrong, you're smart, you wear your heart on your sleeve, and like I said, most important of all, you're genuine. You are not able to be anything but yourself, and I could not think of a better partner for my brother. Nick. Nick seriously has been my partner in crime my entire life. Nothing says it better than my partner in crime. What makes him the best brother ever is Nick Terry has never heard a bad idea in his life. He has gone every plan that I have ever made, no matter what. Like, Nick, why are we putting beer in that cooler? Let's just load it full of pina coladas and carry it to the beach. Sure, why not? Like, everything, he's always had my back. I remember in school, I was terrible. I was either terrible at math or I just didn't show up. But Nick would switch classes with me and take all of my math tests. But he did not trust me to switch into his class. So I would leave school, grab lunch, ace a math test, and Nick would get written up for not being there. That's the kind of brother Nick has been. And we've been together through thick and thin. Literally, we were thin and now we're thick. Nick has been my ride or die. I remember another time in school, it was like one of my first days in middle school, and I go up to Nick, and he's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I think I'm gonna fight a guy after school." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "I don't know, he's making fun of me, and I heard that's what you're supposed to do." He was like, "Well, why are you gonna fight him?" I was like, I don't want to, but I'm scared, so, I don't know. And so I get the courage towards the end of the day. I'm waiting at the spot to meet the guy. It's going down. And there's a huge crowd of people. And I go to see what's happening. It's my brother beating the crap out of the guy that I was supposed to fight. And like that story, I can't stress enough, in a nutshell, is Nick Terry. He fights so you don't have to. You don't even have to ask him. If you need help, he'll slip $100 in your back pocket. You won't even know it was him. That's literally just who my brother is. Me and Nick have been so close for so long, and we're not close really because we're similar. Our differences have really brought us close. Like Nick's best man speech, he probably wrote it the night I got engaged. Mine, I wrote an hour ago. That is not a lie. Ask Frank. But we've taught each other through our differences. Nick, I was never a strong leader. I had to learn that through Nick. Nick was never funny. He had to learn that through me. We've just always been there for each other. Like I said, when I was too scared to fight, Nick was there. I remember one time when Nick moved to a job, was in a city he hated. I took time off work and just, I think, stayed down there for 2 weeks for no other reason than just because it was more fun than work. And we just always had that relationship. And somebody said it earlier, the thing about Nick is he is the most passionate person you will ever meet. Nick Terry goes 100% on everything. He doesn't just get into things, he gets just engrossed. They take over his life. This guy listens to Harry Potter books on tape to this day. He's probably listened to every one of them 10 times. He's insane. When he coaches wrestling, he treats it like a full-time job. He spends hours upon hours. When he works 10-hour days and never stops. And when he's lazy, he doesn't move for weeks. Like he's all ends of the spectrum. I remember one time I liked this stupid show, Lost. Nick didn't like it. Just to go to the finale viewing party with me, he watched every single episode in 3 days. He literally didn't sleep for a stupid show. And I'm rambling, but what I'm trying to say is if this guy puts that much effort into stupid things like shows and books, what do you think he's going to do in a marriage? He's the most passionate, dedicated, frustrating guy I know. And I couldn't be more happy for you two. I love you both. And congratulations.